Let's see. Wait for some people to come into the room. Peace to everybody come into the room. Peace. Okay, y'all typing too much. I'm trying to pin the topic. There you go. All right. Peace, everybody coming to the room. Peace. Hey, Randy, Spell, Frigo, DeJario, Nexus. Peace. Okay. Today, I wanted to talk about relationships. And this is such a big topic because there's so many different types of relationships. There's so many different perceptions on what a relationship is or what it consists of. But it's one of those enigmas for everyone when they think about being in a relationship and what does that play out, with you. So if anybody doesn't agree with what I'm going to talk about, you can kindly leave the room. But I really want to bring clarity to the situation where clarity was not before. Because a lot of people that get into relationships, we do not know who we are. Like majority of people walking around in this existence does not have a clear idea of who they are, but yet we get into these relationships looking, for ourselves, and we are hiding the ignorance of what we think we are in the relationship, because we'll be with someone knowing good and well that they do not serve us, or they're not compatible with us, but because we hide our issues and our problems within our pleasures, we are not willing to grow. We're not willing to isolate ourselves and be alone so we can figure out who we are, so we can become that person that we so want to love us. But we find ourselves in relationships with people that do not love us, but what we don't realize is that we don't love our very self. And so that relationship is just a reflection on who you are. And a lot of times, what it takes to truly get what you want is discipline. You have to be disciplined and focused into receiving what you want, but most people don't want to do the work. We all want, what is divine and true to come easy for us, the things that are important, that brings more value to our life. We want those type of things to come easy for us, but we're not willing to do the work to get those. And one of the main requirements in getting that relationship you want is knowing who you are, studying yourself. You know what I mean? Do you even know what your Venus placement is? And if you don't even know what the Venus placement is, why are you even in a relationship? Because the Venus is your heart. That is your mind. That is your where your reality stems from. And if you don't truly understand that part of yourself, why do you think you should be in a relationship? Now, I do believe that people come into your life to help you grow and help you become that person that you truly want to be. Like I do believe that, because everything is you, right? Let's go to the premise that everything is all in your mind. And the illusion is separation of self, thinking that the person in front of you is not you. That is the illusion. And if you know that everything is all in your mind, did you know that this reality is all based on mentalism? It's just your perception based on your astrological energy. Why not study yourself first? Why not understand how you are manipulating this energy that you're in before you just go ahead and just jump into a relationship? Because everything stems from your perception. And so you might have a perception of yourself that is detriment to yourself. to where you may not be able, with your astrological energy, may not be able to manifest everything that you want. But if you place yourself amongst the energies that will fill in those cracks for where you're debilitated in, that is more important than you just being with someone and just figuring it out, because your astrological energy, may be debilitated. Your heart may be debilitated. You might have a Venus in Virgo. That is detriment. Venus doesn't want to be in Virgo. You know what I mean? Or your Mercury may be in a water sign. And so your perception is subjective. But I feel like the way that I know for a fact, the way that we look at relationships in a subjective way. We do not look at relationships in an objective way. Everything is based on how we feel about something. We're looking at that person, and based on how we feel about that person is how we make the conscious choice to be with that person. But if we can start looking at things and the people around us and our environment in an objective way, then we will be able to make the choices based on facts and not by the interpretation of your emotions. Because we know how emotions are. Emotions are here this day and here the next day. But when we're basing everything on objectivity, and the facts of everything, then that's when we have more control with the people that we are around and the environment that we are in. You see what I'm saying? But the first thing you must do, is study yourself. Know how you perceive yourself. There might be parts of you that have a low self-esteem. So you're going to attract those that have a low self-esteem. You're going to attract those, whatever weaknesses you find, and if you don't elevate from those, you're going to reflect that back in the person. That person is going to vibrate back to you, those weaknesses. And especially if you're not aware of those weaknesses, that's even worse, because then you're in a relationship that is not conducive for you, because you're not even conducive for your own self. We're talking about get away from the demons. You are a demon to your own self by your perception, by the choices that you're making. Until you can get focused, because focus is what it's all about in manifestation. It's knowing how to focus. So if anything comes along your way, like a test or an obstacle, and it takes you off your focus, what makes you think that you'll be able to manifest all that you want? But then you have to look at all that you want. Is it all that you need? Because a lot of our desires that we want, and the person that we want, in the life that we want, those desires are not aligned to what is true. Your desires could be hindering you. Your desires could be hindering you. And where do you find what your true desires are? Just like I said, you go back to your Venus. Your Venus tells you everything about you. You see what I'm saying? Like, you may want to be with this type of person, but that person may not be what you need. So until you learn yourself and immerse yourself in the divine knowledge of God, you should not want to be with anyone. Because right now, you are in your lower self. The way you view relationships is based on your lower self, because it's basing everything on how you feel and the programming that Babylon has put in you through the media, through your attachments that we call family and friends and society. They have programmed you to think what a relationship should be. And that is not true. And the main people that are single, that are the most single, is black women. And why can I say that? It's because I'm a black woman. And so I know if anybody's here that is melanated or black, think about the women in your family. Majority of them are single. You get your auntie, your mama, your cousin. They are probably all single. They probably were in relationships at one point, but the majority of them are single. Or they're in a relationship that is not conducive for them. Because especially the melanated black woman, we have really been fed the programming of going against our very selves, because our men, our structure and order has been locked up. You know, the immunity to this earth's, organism, they have been locked up. So we don't have no male figure, no man to turn to. Now the white woman, she has her man. The Chinese woman, she has her man. But the black woman, she does not have her man. And then the man that is, replicating her, he has bought into the European mindset. So he doesn't even know who he is. He's running off a programming that is not conducive for him, or that's making him live a lie. So as a black woman, we're just living in Babylon, just trying to make shit work out. We're promoting someone else's agenda. Because our man is either locked up, dead, or he has fell into the European mindset on who he think he is. So he wants to fit into that simulated box of Babylon, that zoo. And so the black woman, her man has become the European man. But because of that, the European man gives us a false idea of who we are. And that's the reason why you see so many melanated women with weaves in their hair, they wear makeup, they get butt injections, because they don't know who they are. The black woman is trying to be this woman for this man that is not for her. She's trying to fit into this box. And that's why you see so many black women looking the way they looking and being the way they look. And most of them think that they're independent because they got a job and they making money and they got a house and they got a car, so that means something for them. But that is just the European man pacifying you so that you can fuel his agenda. Because as long as we give our energy to it, the more it can become more. Because when you're looking out into your reality, that is only electrical signals coming through your eyes. So if you're focusing your electrical signals in that way, then you're putting more charge to that situation, because that's what electrical signals do. It charges something. So as long as we stay in the mindset of Babylon, see y'all be thinking, oh well, Babylon is anywhere. Babylon starts in your mind. When I'm speaking about Babylon, I'm talking about your mentality. See, here in my background, I'm in the tropics, so I have elevated my mentality. So that's why I'm here and you're over there, because you have not elevated your mentality of who you are. So that's why I'm able to be in this environment, because I have elevated my consciousness to make this my reality. So a person can come here, but then you'll see them vibrate back because their mentality has not shifted. And the way you can shift your mentality is by studying your astrological energy, knowing who you are. And what I found with most black women, they don't know who they are. But then also, we get in our own way. Black women, we get in our own way because we fed into the lie. We fed into that lie on who we think we are. And I can speak about this adamantly because I'm a black woman. That is my character in this reality. So when I'm speaking to women, it's like I have so many sisters out there. Like I have so many students out there and that are different. There's different shades of melanin. But I feel like God wanted me to connect and express myself as this melanated being, and I'm here to put out that frequency to wake that part of myself up. It does not mean that I don't love the white woman, Chinese woman, or whatever. If they're on my frequency, if they are the chosen, it doesn't matter what color you are, but you got to be on the frequency to vibrate to where I am. But my message is to connect with those that look like me the most, because they resonate with me. But I have plenty of women from different nationalities that follow me on social media, and they get what I'm saying. But I feel like if you get what I'm saying, you won't take what I'm saying personal and making this a black and white thing, that because this is a humanitarian thing. This is something that is obvious to anyone of what's going on. Because when you think of a black woman, if you ask any nationality what they think of a black woman, the first thing they will say is that she has an attitude. Like she got an attitude, she's spunky, she's rude. Like, it's never anything positive about a black woman. But I understand why, because she lost that structure and order, and she lost that identity of herself. And the way that you can know yourself is by another. So when you are commingling with someone that does not reflect your higher self, reflect who you are, then you get lost in the sauce and you try to become something else. That's why you see so many black women with weave, and they have that Indonesian, Dandra said, always saying we're angry. Yeah, saying that we're angry. You know what I mean? Because we gotta protect ourselves, because we don't have anybody here to protect us. You know what I mean? Because of what is happening. So the black woman feel like she gotta do it all on her own. But the lie is, you can never do it all on your own, because there's always a man that's going to govern and rule. It's just that who are you going to allow to keep you in a controlled environment? What controlled environment are you going to be in? Because any environment you're in, you want it to be a controlled environment. Like the controlled environment that I'm in, I'm controlling my air, I'm controlling my food, I'm controlling the energies that I'm around. Nobody's controlling my mind, because my mind allowed me to get here. You see what I'm saying? But if there is parts of myself that is not serving me, I'm going to go to my higher self and give that to my higher self, because I don't want that. I don't want that weakness in me. And a lot of people don't want to deal with their weaknesses, because they got so many people around and telling them that who they are is okay. But if you're not living the life that you fully want to live, if you're not in the relationships that you fully love, if you're not getting up every day and have passion and feel that life force within you, obviously there is something in your life that you're not doing or you're not seeing in the way that it should be seen. And the way that you know that is by studying yourself. And then if you want to know how your perception is ran, you go to your Mercury. Your Mercury is your intellect. It's how you perceive things. It's how you absorb information. It's how you articulate information. So if you have a Mercury that's in detriment, if you have a Mercury that is just not in a good place, that has a lot of fucked up aspects, that could be hindering you from receiving all that you want. But the only way that you'll know that, if you take the time to study yourself, if you take the time to go on tarot.com and purchase your birth chart, or if you don't want to pay, you go on Cafe Astrology, you go on Group of Venus. This is the information age. There's no reason why you should not have your astrological chart. There's no reason. You can't say, well, I don't have no money. Well, you have enough money to be on Instagram right now looking at me. You see what I'm saying? You have enough focus to do that. So focus yourself and get your chart and study yourself. That's if you can't take anything from Mama Willow, take that from me. Because even though I have come into my higher self, there is still parts of me that continue to evolve. There's still parts of me that come to the surface. And every day I have to make a conscious decision. Am I going to go back to my lower self, or I'm going to elevate and go to my higher self? That's where that saying comes, let go, let God. I want God to be able to fully express itself through me. That's the reason why you want to study yourself, because you want to know who God is within you. Because God is in all the four elements. God is the four elements, because without those four elements, you will not be able to survive. You cannot survive without air. You cannot survive without water. You cannot survive without heat. And you cannot survive without the earth. You cannot survive with any of that. So in your astrological energy, those are the 4 elements within you. So God is showing you yourself outside of yourself, but God is also within you, wanting you to express yourself even more. So if you cannot know yourself, then you do not know God. Because each one of us has a piece of God in us. God, we're not the creator. We're not the creators, and we're not a creator. We're just transformers of energy. God is constantly transforming itself. You're constantly transforming into this reality and to the next reality, but you're not creating anything. You're just transformation of energy. And in that transformation of energy, you go into the next entity, whatever that is, but you still have your astrological program. You still have your astrological program that you still need to know, and you still want to express yourself. God needs you to express yourself and love yourself. And what is love? Love is understanding. And you're not going to find this in no book or in no crazy ass religion. This is facts, because think about when you are not able to talk about something or share something. You feel your energy, it feels stifled, doesn't it? It feels very stifled. But when you're able to express yourself, when you're around people that just understand you, when you're around people that have the same thought frequency as you, when you're around people that loves nature and know who they are, it does something to your being. You know what I'm saying? Like, you must become a people-tarian. You must be selective with the people that you have in your life and that you're trying to be in relationships with, because some of these astrological energies are not for you. Some of these astrological energies is the devil. And who is the devil? The devil is God testing you to see how much you love yourself. So if you continue to let these people stay in your life, showing you that they don't love you, they're basically just reflecting you that you don't love yourself. So stop pointing a finger at what they are doing, because they is only you reflecting yourself in a different light. But in the end, it's just you having to make a conscious decision on who you are going to be and who you really are. And that is God. You know, that's it. That's it. And people say, well, God is a lower vibration. Well, I don't give a damn. You know exactly who I'm talking about and what I am talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because God in nature is that creative controlling force in the universe. And what you want to do, you want to connect yourself to that creative controlling force. Because once you connect yourself to the creative controlling force, then you become the creative controlling force within this universe. And then that's when life gets interesting. That's when you become the manipulator of your reality. So you don't want to be the creator. You want to be the manipulator of your reality, because anything you see, and if you don't like it, or if you want it to be better, you have the mind capacity and the focus to manipulate that energy and what you want it to be. And in order for you to do that, for it is to be the best conducive way for you to bring you your greatest joy, you got to know yourself. You got to know how you manipulate. You got to know what your desires are. You got to know what your purpose is. You got to know what your talents are. You got to know where your karma is. You got to know where your cracks are. You know, and like I said, for anybody that's coming into the room, your cracks is your weaknesses. Your cracks is your hindrance. You know, your cracks is that maybe that low self-esteem. Maybe you got a placement that you have low self-esteem. So no matter how much a person tells you that you are it, that you are everything, that low self-esteem will not allow you to see that. You won't be able to see yourself the way that God saw you when you were created in that image. When your astrological energy was created, maybe you're not able to see that. But everyone has the ability to be great, but everybody won't choose that greatness. And in that greatness, it does require work. It does require dedication. It does require you to let go of people that no longer serve you. You know what I'm saying? And some people are just too afraid to change. They're afraid of growth. They're afraid of uncertainty. They allow fear to control them. We know what fear is. False evidence appearing real. You are letting an illusion stop you from allowing God to express itself. Like, you are amazing. You have so much to offer this universe. But your blockages are getting in the way of that. And where do you find your blockages? In your astrological chart. Come on, people, follow me. Follow me, okay? It's just that simple. But then sometimes you may not be able to see it, but if you put yourself around people that will help you see it, or put yourself around people that has the ability to offset that for you. Like for me, for example, my energy is fire and air. I'm nothing but, I'm a live wire. Like, I'm a live wire. Okay? But the energy that I found myself always vibrating to, even when I was in Babylon, was earth. Like, the closest people around me were Virgos and Capricorns. And the men that I was most attracted to, that I was like naturally attracted to, was Taurus. Because I knew, before I knew about this knowledge of self and about the birth chart, like, I still studied astrology just up to the sun sign. But I knew it before. But even when I wasn't aware, I knew innately those were the type of energies that I needed around me. I just naturally, my sun and moon is Sagittarius with a Leo moon. So that's fire. Like, it's just pure fire. And then my sun and moon is in water houses. So my emotions and my ego can tend to be subjective. You see what I'm saying? So I know that about myself because my sun is in the 4th house, which is the house that represents Cancer. And my moon is in the 12th house, which represents Pisces. So those are both water elements. But then my sign that expressing it is fire. So I'm very expressive with my emotions. Now, my Mercury is Sagittarius in the 4th house. What is the Cancer energy? So I can tend to be kind of blindsided by my emotions. But I know that. And so when it's happening, sometimes I may get caught up in the moment, but because my Mercury has so many aspects to it, like, I'm very intelligent, and I always want to do, my energy is built on truth. I always want to follow the truth, no matter how unpleasant it is, and I always want to do the right thing. So even if I get caught up in my emotions, when you give me the time to sit and think about it, I'm always going to go to what is logical. Now, maybe in the moment, because I got that Leo moon where I'm dramatic, like, I may be doing the most. But when it really comes down to what is right, I'm always want to do the objective and logical thing, And I just know that about myself. But going back to what I said about surrounding yourself with the people that you need, being a peopletarian, is knowing the energies that are conducive for you, knowing the energies that are going to balance you out. Okay? Because God doesn't want to be alone. That's why God created the idea of relationships. God doesn't want to be God. God wants to be you. Because if God wanted to be God, why did God create all these different pieces of Himself to express Himself? Because I'm sure being God, it's kind of boring. Like, I'm the all, I know everything. I created it. This is my existence. But God wants to experience, and that's why God has created different pieces of itself to be able to experience. And that's the reason why the conscious mind and the subconscious mind was created. So that God could have that sense of separation with itself, but still be objective, because we have the subconscious mind and we know God lives in the subconscious mind. You know what I mean? But then God still wants to be separate from itself. God wants to see itself in you and commingle with you and have that experience and grow. And, that's what God wants. And that's facts. Because why is there so many of us? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But so with God expressing Himself through me, I do really well with earth signs. Like, for me to stay focused, I need, whatchamacallit said, set visual, set language is our limitation. Language is not our limitation. Misunderstanding is. Not willing to understand is our limitation, because we want to get caught up in our perception. We think what we think and our opinions mean something. And if it's not what we want, then that's when discord comes. That's when resistance comes. You see what I'm saying? But language, we love to talk. That's why y'all sitting here listening to me now. Because y'all love connecting with someone. Y'all love to hear someone speak your heart and your mind and resonating with. There's nothing like being with a group of people and you receive so much clarity and so many great ideas and so many connections. There's nothing more great than that. Especially with my astrological energy, I love to talk. I love communicating. If I cannot be with somebody that cannot talk to me, I don't know what to do. I don't care how great the sex is. If you and I cannot sit down and have a conversation and build with each other, and even if we disagree with each other, we still are connected mentally. That is the best thing for me. I love being around people that I can just talk to and just bounce off ideas. Like, I love it. I really do. But like I said, back to me. I know that I need more earth around me, more earth signs, you know, and that's why my master teacher get this, in my reality that I have transformed into, my higher self is what? A Taurus. My master teacher is a Taurus. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so, because I knew God knew what it needed for me to get out of Babylon and then stay out of Babylon, because I needed that. He's that grounding for me. Trust me. He always let me know, nope, go away, no, you know, to the point till now I have taken on his mind, and now I'm able to ground my own self because I have taken on his mind. I have surrounded myself in his reality, which has become my reality. Because remember, he didn't ask us to come. We came to his world. But his world was what I needed. I needed that. And so when I saw him on the videos, it was instant that I was like, yep, that's where I have to be. Yep, I gotta go. You know, it was just that simple for me, because I knew that being in Babylon with the type of energy that I had, that I was not going to be able to live that life that I always wanted. You know what I'm saying? I knew it wasn't possible. You know, now I could manifest things, but not at the rate that I manifested those things when I met Master Teacher. You know, once I remember when I first started speaking with him, and when we both decided, you know, that I could come and, you know, be there. You know, it was a decision that we both, like, you know, decided to make, to where that is my soul family. Like, it was like, once I started talking to him, I did not want to stop talking to him. Everything in Babylon no longer existed for me. The relationship I was in, the family that I thought I had, that was no longer life for me. So once I started watching his videos and continuing to stay connected, the focus that I received from that connection was incredible. The things that I did in order to get out of Babylon to get to Costa Rica or nature was amazing. I had never been that focused in my life, ever. And I know it was because of the energy that I finally connected, that part of God that I finally connected to, that I needed. You know, and so now it's like I see my life for what it is, and I see my mind, and it has evolved so much. But in that involvement, more things are going to come to you that's going to test you, to show you, do you love yourself? Every day you're going to be tested with, how much do you love yourself? And loving yourself is understanding yourself. How much are you going to allow God to come through you? Because that's another way of looking at it. How much are you going to allow God to come through you? God so wants to express himself through you so much. Like, there is a part of yourself that the world needs to see. The world needs you. And why? Because the world is within you. Everything is all in your mind. So don't get caught up. Don't get emotional about it. Everything is you. Everything is all in your mind. Like right now, I am all in your mind. Oh, someone said, have you ever thought of going back to Babylon with your group and teaching people and seeing if they will listen? No, we don't. We do not think that. Why would we do that? Because that is not conducive for us to be in that environment. We are out of that environment to protect ourselves from that environment. You know what I'm saying? How can we teach you about being in an environment that is conducive for your body, for your being, for your equilibrium? How can we teach you? You got to see it. You have to see that it's being done. And then what happens is people in Babylon are the teachers of Babylon. I'm saying of Babylon. You know, that's what keeps them there, because they feel like, well, I'm helping people by being here. Now, the matrix is everywhere. Like, I'm in the matrix. Nature is a part of the matrix. You know, everything is the matrix, but I'm not of the matrix. I'm not of the matrix. Now, I'm in the matrix, but I'm not of it. But I have vibrated to the part of the matrix that is conducive. That is the truth. That was what the whole intent of our very existence in this reality was supposed to be. Don't let anybody tell you that heaven is when you die. Because if we know that death is not real, think about this. When people tell you when you die, you know you're going to go to heaven. Well, we already know we can't die. We know that energy is just transformable. We know that we are immortal. We know in nature everything is immortal. There's no old ant, there's no old bird, there's no old tree. We know time does not exist. So what do you mean? When I die, I go to heaven. No, heaven is here right now. Heaven is living in divine knowledge of self. And the environment that you are in will reflect that. That is what heaven is. Have you been to some parts of the jungle of nature? It is beautiful. Where I am right now. The place that I'm calling my home right now is beautiful. Let me show you what I'm looking at right now. I wanted it to be in the background, but I didn't think you could see me. Look at this. Look at that. Think about waking up every morning, coming back into this realm every day, waking up to this. My tent is like right here on the edge of this. I am on the ocean front. And no, I'm not in no high-rise hotel on the 10th floor with an ocean view having to pay for it. And then have to go back to my life because that was just vacation. No, this is my life. Look at this. This is heaven. Because I am living in divine knowledge of self, I have allowed myself to elevate to God. And what is God? God is in the four elements. That is who my God is. My God is nature. I cannot be without it. And the further I step away from nature, the more my being diminishes. And I just become this drone, you know, and then I'm living in hell. Babylon is hell. That is what hell is. You can't come and go as you please. You know what I'm saying? When you go to work, you got to stay there for 8 hours. They got you clocked in for 8 hours. They're telling you, you need to do this. And you need to do this for 8 hours. Some people do it for 12 hours. You do this. If you put all your energy and your focus into this for 8 hours, we'll give you $40 for it. Or we give you $50 for it. And then after that, then you leave because you gave all your energy. And then what do? You go home and you're probably in a relationship that you're not happy in. You got to deal with that. Then you go home, you eat food that you know is not conducive for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you eating bullshit, and then you're watching television, and you go to bed, and you get back up, and you do that shit again. That's not fun. That is not fun at all. But if we put the amount of focus into someone else's agenda, into what we know is true, into God's agenda, you will be able to manifest all that is pure and all that is true. Now, I'm not going to be one of those people that say you can manifest all that you want, because no, all that you want ain't all that you need. You hear me? All that you want is not all that you need. That is the problem why people are stuck in a rut, because they are focused on what they want and they are not focusing on what they need. What is it that you need? Because what you want could be hindering you. What you want could be stifling you. Like, you may want a relationship, but what you want in that relationship may not be what you actually need. You know, your desires could be very subjective. You may want a person to be like this and da 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 da. I want him to talk to me like this, and I want it to be like this, and I feel like, but then it's not what you actually need to grow and to become your higher self. You know, that may not be what you need. So that's why in this whole download, go and get your birth chart. Go and get it, because you need to know who God is through you. Okay? Yes, Jesus Christ was a character that we need to all replicate, but Jesus Christ allowed God to be expressed through him. Allah allowed God to be expressed through him. These beings that we want to give our whole lives to, they are only showing you what you're supposed to be doing in this reality. And even in the Bible, it says, be in the image of my son. But we already know what the sun is. The sun in the sky. Because the sun, we are the sun. The earth is the sun. We're just reflecting the sun in our astrological energy. You know what I'm saying? And so was Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was the Son of Man. But he was reflecting the Son of Man, the Son, the source. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. Now, like I said, you can take these books and like a story, and and learn something from it, just like we learned the story about the 3 little pigs. You can learn the stories about these little children's stories that they taught us. There is a lesson in all of it. We know not to build our house out of sticks, out of hay. We know the best house. I'm sorry, my breast is showing. My bad. We know. No, I'm not sorry to show y'all I'm human. I just don't want Instagram to be blocking me because I'm being human, okay? I don't want to be careless, because I don't want nothing to stop this frequency to coming out to elevate, the people that need to hear it, okay? But no, I'm not sorry for my breast. Absolutely not. But you know what I'm saying? So okay? But just like we know, the best house to build is the strong house. But we're not going to worship the 3 little pigs. We're not going to be like, well, the 3 little pigs is what we should be focused on. No, it's the message. It's the moral of the story. And that's how it is for all these religious books. Because at the end of the day, the religious books is just bring you back to nature. Because Jesus, when they were attacking Jesus, he fled to the woods. John the Baptist lived in the woods. It's all up in the books. You just have to look for it and read it if you really want to know divine truth. If you really want to know the truth, it's there in front of you. And I know this topic, was about relationships, but you see how much relationships play a big part in your life. It's just not about boyfriend and girlfriend. Relationships, they can enhance your reality or diminish it. the people that you choose to have in your life, because you're co-mingling with these astrological energies. And if I were you before, I would get with anybody. Whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, or whether it's a business partner, I need to get your astrological chart. I need to see if we're even compatible before I do any of this. Like, it's just that crucial for you to know who you're co-mingling with, because those people, that energy you are allowing in your universe could be the cancer cell to you, just like Babylon is a cancer cell to the earth. People that are not on your frequency can be the cancer cell to your reality, because they can deplete you of everything. They can take over your life with no clear indication or direction and deplete you of your energy, of your life force. Especially if you are a high vibrating being with a lot of energy, and you get with a man or woman that has low vibrational energy, and and they got too much earth, and you got fire and air, and they got too much earth, they can deplete you of your energy. You could be sourcing them and giving them the power, but then if you're with them and you feel tired all the time and you feel depleted, that's letting you know they are sucking the life force out of you just so that they can shine and vibe high. But you need to know that. You need to be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make them bad people, doesn't make them good people. It just means that this astrological energy is not conducive to your astrological energy, because remember, you're always having sex with everything, because sex is a sacred energy exchange. You're constantly exchanging energies with everything around you. So whatever you are exchanging energies with, you are becoming that energy. You're becoming it. So you want to get to the state to where you want to control your environment, because you want to control your energy. I don't want to be just giving my energy to everybody. Shoot, because then you ain't going to have enough for yourself. You ain't going to be, you ain't going to have enough for you. You're not going to have enough love for you, because you're putting it out there for people that don't even deserve it. Because they're not even going to be able to receive it and then cycle it in a way to where they can give it back to you, because that's what you want. You want to give someone love, and you want them to give that same love back to you. You want somebody to love you and adore you and think you are the bee's knees. Like, they just say, oh my God, I love everything about you. Like, you want that person to just come into your reality and love every piece and particle and crevice and crack of you. But until you can do that for yourself, you won't be able to, manifest that, because you're not even on that frequency for your own self. Okay? So, I'm not going to answer that question about land, because that's not what I'm talking about. But yeah. Oh, somebody said, can you post this on YouTube on Mel Nation channel where I can subscribe the other day? I don't know. Yes, Million. Heaven and hell are both here. Yeah, I'm glad y'all resonating with this message today, because I feel like it needed to be heard. I just think that people, are looking for that part of themselves. And it's okay to say that you want to be in a relationship. It's okay to say that you want somebody to love you. It's okay to say that you want to love someone. It's okay to be open and vulnerable. Everybody knows. Why you think they got all these dating sites like Tinder and POF and Match.com? Because people just want to find that one that gets them. You know what I'm saying? People just want to find that one that just gets them, that just loves them. You know what I'm saying? That understands them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it comes down to. Love is understanding. Yeah, we want affection or whatever, but at the end of the day, you want somebody to understand you. You want to be connected mentally, because that's what true marriage is. It's when the minds are one. It has nothing to do with rings, or you've been with this person for 5 to 10 years, and so you might as well be with them. No, marriage is when the minds have met and they become one and on the same frequency. And that's what we're constantly looking for. But don't allow yourself to be used up looking for that one man or for that one woman. You know, save that part of yourself while you learn yourself. You don't want to, especially with women, you don't want to go through every Tom, Dick, and Harry before you find the one, and then you all used up and shit, and had a whole bunch of abortions, and had like a whole bunch of kids, and you know, and then you don't even have nothing to give the man because you had just spread yourself low and wide for everybody else. You know, but it's no judgment. I'm not judging you, but just think about it. Like, when you do find that one, you're going to be tired. Be like, shit, like, I've been through a lot trying to look for you. But if you just took the time, the discipline, and the focus, and the dedication to yourself, to love yourself first, and to learn yourself, then you'll be able to manifest what you really want. And then you will have something to give and offer that person when they do come. Okay? Let's see. Oh yeah, spell dear backwards. I'm not like that. Said, thank goodness I'm 17 and have realized all of this. Yes. You know, even though age is illusion, but still, you're right. Your energy got to the truth first before the world got to you, before Babylon could get to you. You know, I wish at 17 that I know what I knew now, but because of the wisdom that I gained through it, I wouldn't have it any other way. Now I'm here to tell y'all what not to do. What's that saying, Tron? A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from others. Yeah. So spell dear backwards. You're very wise because you're learning from other people's mistakes. And you're not thinking that you have to experience it to get it. Now, some of our astrological energies, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. We might have to just go through the hard knock school just to be like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying now. But if you live on facts and objectivity, save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble. Like, you know what? I know my astrological energy really wants to experience that, but objectively speaking, because I'm being objective, because I'm just being subjective, because I really feel like I should do that, even though the facts show what will happen if I do. It's all about you deciding to be objective. Okay? Yes, you have feelings. Yes, you're an emotional being. I get that. But the key to mastering self is mastering your emotions. Knowing the difference in that your emotions is just merely the thoughts that you're having. So if I just change the thoughts, then my emotions will change. But I'm not going to get caught up in how I feel, because that is not conducive for this situation right now. I need to be objective as possible. You see what I'm saying? And then there are times and places to where you want to get all caught up in your emotions, and because music does that for us. Music and art does that for us. You know, that's where that subjectivity comes into play, that creative energy with music, because you know, music has a way to alter your emotions, and sometimes you want to be like that, but when it comes to choices, when it comes to you becoming a true manifester, you're gonna have to get that focus, keep that focus, and don't let your subjectivity get in the way of that, how you feeling, because sometimes you're going to keep that focus, and the rain and the hail and the storm going to come. But if you stay focused and you stay disciplined, and it don't matter how you feel, it don't matter how much you're getting wet, it don't matter how hard them rocks are hitting your head, it does not matter. I'm not going to allow this to alter what I'm doing, and focus. And before you know it, none of that shit matter, and you see your world for what you truly want it to be, because you had the discipline to make it happen. And that's with everything and anything in your life. If you take the discipline to make it happen and you work hard. And then if you in your passions, it won't even feel like you're working. You know, it won't feel like you're working. You know, you get up every day and you can't wait to create more, to have more, to manifest more. You know, and that's what it's all about. It's just manifesting and manipulating. That's what it's all about. So if you are in a life that isn't fun, if you're working a job that you don't like, if you're around people that you just choose not to really be around, but you don't know what else to do, you just decide you don't want to focus. That's it. You just don't want to focus. You like, fuck it, I'm just going to just stay in this situation because I really don't want to focus to do anything else. That's all it is. All it takes is focus. That's it. That's your true currency. That is the currency in this existence. Your attention. What you giving your attention to. So whatever you're giving your attention to, that is where your money is going. Your money is what it is currency. What is currency is your focus. It's that current. It's that exchange. This is the exchange of something. And whatever you focus on, you're exchanging your energy to get whatever it is that you're getting. And it could be something that you don't want, but you're giving attention to it, so you're going to receive it. It's just that simple. So if you want something different, you got to start focusing. And you got to start being different. You got to start living your life as though you already have it. And you got to keep your thought frequencies high. You got to be more positive. Now, being positive don't mean being stupid, you know, being unrealistic, but just be more positive and speaking as though it's already here and that you already became it, you know. And before you know it, the choices you make, they're going to align to your life, because then if you're making the right choices, then your life is going to be right. But you always got to focus on doing the right thing and being the right thing. Okay? Because like I said, you can have anything that you want, but it does not mean that you need it. But if you focus on doing the right thing, I just want to be right, I just want to do right, then everything in your life is going to reflect that. Even the relationship, you're going to be in a relationship that was right for you. You know, but if you just want to just have whatever you want, trust me, you're going to get it, and you're not going to want it. And you're going to be like, what the hell? What did I just do? You know, and that's another lesson you're going to have to learn. Yeah. No, we don't carry a Bible, but we do go online, because you can get any book that you want to read is online. So, you know, but there are things in the Bible that, you know, that we do resonate with. Yes, being in nature is the Bible. Oh, new creation liberate. You keep asking me, is it harder to leave with children? No, it's not harder to leave with children. Children are an attachment. It's family. Family is an attachment. So if the way that you know what you need to do is based on, this is people with children. Oh crap, it's about to end. I'm going to talk, but then I'll get back on, because you've really been asking me about this. The only way it's harder to leave with children is when the family members are preventing you from taking the child. Like, say the father is on the birth certificate, and if he's not allowed with what you're doing or okay with what you're doing, then that's when the child becomes an attachment, because you just can't take the child from its father or mother, because then you are kidnapping. You see what I'm saying? You just can't take the child from their mother or father if they are not on the same frequency. So if you finding yourself to where it's harder for you to leave because of the children, because of the father or mother, or because of any family member, and that's what's preventing you from leaving, then that child has become an attachment. Then you have to decide, am I going to be ruled by the attachment, or I'm going to do the right thing and follow God's order, follow what God wants me to do. Because it even says in the Bible, if you choose your family over me, you're not fit for the kingdom of heaven. And God did not come here to bring peace. He came with a sword. So you have to ask yourself, is it harder to leave with children, or is it harder to leave without them? That choice is yours. It's not for me to tell you, but you know your situation. You know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Only you know that. But I'm about to get off here because it says I got 10 seconds on here. And I think I've been on here. I think I've been on here a lot. But I love myself. And see you next time.